Rao, Executive Director, and Shri PVS Vishwanatha Kumar, Vice President Finance and Additional Secretary. At the second position, the award being conferred on Max Speciality Films Limited, Shri Amit Jain, CFO, and Shri K. Manohar, the CEO, joining to receive the award. At the third position, ladies and gentlemen, is Dinshaw's Dairy Food Private Limited. To receive the award, we have Shri Nitin Vitharia, CFO, and Shri Amit Chugani, the General Manager of Finance and Accounts. Many congratulations to them. That we move to the next category, that's again the manufacturing private, and recognition to the small enterprises, companies with turnover greater than equal to 100 crore but less than 500 crore. And at the first position is Zydus Takeda Healthcare Private Limited. Dr. Upendra Bahuguna, the Managing Director. I believe he's not been able to inviting him to join us to accept the award. At the second position, Dynamic Press India Private Limited. We have Shri Chetan Maruti Prabhu, the Director, joins us to accept the award. And at the third position is Minda Stonebridge Instruments Limited. Shri Vinod Raheja, the Group CFO, and Shri Ajay Kumar Chaudhary, CFO, inviting them to accept the trophy. The next category is manufacturing public, and here recognition to the mega enterprises, turnover greater than equal to 10,000 crore. And at the first position, ladies and gentlemen, is Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited, Visakhapatnam Steel Plant Unit. We have Shri Atul Bhatt, the Chairman and Managing Director, and Shri V.V. Venugopal Rao, Director Finance. और दूसरे स्थान पर है गैस अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया लिमिटेड। पुरस्कार ग्रहण करने के लिए हमारे साथ मंच पर श्री राकेश कुमार जैन, डायरेक्टर फाइनेंस, और श्री दीपक गुप्ता, डायरेक्टर फाइनेंस। गैस अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया लिमिटेड को पुरस्कार से नवाजा जा रहा है श्री राकेश कुमार जैन, डायरेक्टर फाइनेंस, और श्री दीपक गुप्ता। थर्ड पोजीशन पर स्टील अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया लिमिटेड, जॉइनिंग अस टू रिसीव द अवार्ड Shri Anil Kumar Tulsiani, Executive Director, Finance and Audit, and Shri B.M. Moharkar, CJM F&A. The next category, ladies and gentlemen, is manufacturing public large, companies with turnover greater than equal to 4,000 crore but less than 10,000. And the first position is Tamil Nadu Newsprint and Papers Limited. To receive the award, we have Ms. Satya Anand, General Manager Finance and CFO. And at the second position, ladies and gentlemen, is Gujarat State Fertilizers and Chemicals Limited, inviting Shri Rajesh Thakur, Vice President Finance, and Shri A. Bhagwati Sharma, Senior Manager. The third position being held by Rashtriya Chemicals and Fertilizers Limited. We have Ms. Nazhat J. Sheikh, Director of Finance, and Shri Lalit Kumar Kiran, DGM. The next category is manufacturing public, recognition to medium enterprises, companies with a turnover greater than equal to 500 crore but less than 4,000. And at the first position is Security Printing and Minting Corporation of India Limited. Joining us, Shri Ajay Agarwal, Director Finance. And the prestigious second position being held by HLL Life Care Limited. We have Ms. Geeta Sharma, Director Finance, joining us to receive the award. और तीसरे स्थान पर हैं गुजरात एल्कलीज एंड केमिकल्स लिमिटेड। मंच पर आमंत्रित हैं श्री विनायक कोटारकर, CFO, श्री राजेश कपाड़िया, AGM फिनांस। हमारी अगली कैटेगरी है मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पब्लिक, स्मॉल एंटरप्राइज को यहाँ पर मान्यता देते हुए जिनकी टर्नओवर 100 करोड़ से ज़्यादा या 500 करोड़ से कम. The first position held by Artificial Limbs Manufacturing Corporation of India. Joining us to receive the award, Shri Atul Rustavi, CFO and General Manager Finance and Administration, and Shri Praveen Kumar, General Manager Projects and Commercial. The next category is Transportation and Logistics. Ladies and gentlemen, in this, the first position held by Gas Authority of India Limited, Unit Jaipur. Shri Rakesh Kumar Jain, Director Finance, and Shri Deepak Gupta, Director Projects, joining us to accept the trophy. The next category is Power Distribution and Transmission, and at the first position is BSES Rajdhani Power Limited. Joining us is CEO Shri Rajesh Bansal and Shri Surya Shankar Banerjee, CFO. मंच पर BSES राजधानी पावर लिमिटेड को पुरस्कार से नवाजा जा रहा है. श्री राजेश बंसल और श्री सूर्य शंकर बैनर्जी पुरस्कार को ग्रहण करते हुए. अगला पुरस्कार दूसरे स्थान पर BSES यमुना पावर लिमिटेड, श्री मितेश शाह, CFO, and श्री जय प्रकाश अग्रवाल, Head IA, joining us to accept the award. The next category is Infrastructure and Construction. At the first position is NCC Limited. We have Shri R.S. Raju, Director of Projects, and Shri A.R. Raju, Managing Director. Shri R.S. Raju joining us to accept the trophy. The next category is Information Technology and Telecommunications. And at the first position is Mindtree Limited. Mindtree Limited. Joining us is the CFO, Shri Vinit Desai, and Shri Senthil Kumar, Associate Vice President. That's Mindtree Limited in the category of Information Technology and Telecommunications. At the first position, Shri Vinit Desai, CFO, and Shri Senthil Kumar, Associate Vice President, receiving the award. And at the second position is Tech Mahindra Business Services Limited. We have Shri S.V. Devarajan, CFO, joining. Shri S.V. Devarajan, Tech Mahindra Business Services Limited. और अगली कैटेगरी है कंसल्टिंग. कंसल्टिंग में पहले स्थान पर पुरस्कार से सम्मानित किया जाता है राइट्स लिमिटेड को. Joining us is Shri Bhimu Prasad Nair, Director of Finance, and Shri Anjeev Kumar Jain, General Manager of Finance. And at the second position, ladies and gentlemen, is Mecon Limited. We have Shri Salil Kumar, Chairman and Managing Director, and Shri R.H. Juneja, Director of Finance. So these were the 17th National Awards for the year 2019 being presented. And now we have the 6th CMA Awards 2019. The CMA CFO Awards 2019, ladies and gentlemen, in the category of Private Manufacturing Mega Male, we have the Best CMA CFO Award being conferred on CMA Asim Kumar Mukhopadhyay, Vice President and Head Passenger Mobility Solutions, Tata Motors Limited, and Non-Executive Chairman of Tata Motors, and Tata Motors CV Mobility Solutions Limited. The next category is Public Manufacturing Mega Male, and the Best CMA CFO Award conferred on CMA Shyam Murari Chaudhary, Director of Finance of Western Coalfields Limited. Shyam Murari Chaudhary from Western Coalfields Limited, Director of Finance. अगला कैटेगरी है सर्विस मेगा मेल. बेस्ट CMA CFO Award conferred on CMA Rajneesh Jain, President CFO, Reliance Jio Infocom Limited. These are the 6 CMA awards for the year 2019 being presented. The next category is service large, and the female who's being recognized CMA CFO, CMA Harjeet K. Joshi. CMA Harjeet K. Joshi, Chairperson and Managing Director and Director of Finance, the additional charge of Shipping Corporation of India Limited. We now have the 6th CMA Young Achiever Award 2019 in the category of Private Manufacturing Medium Male. The CMA Young Achiever Award conferred on CMA Nitin Lakshmi Narayan Ji Baheti, Senior Manager, Petrol's Ispat Private Limited. I believe he has not been able to join us, but he expresses gratitude. The next CMA Young Achiever Award conferred on CMA Nikhil Subhash Pawar, Deputy Manager Finance of Mahindra EPC Irrigation Limited. CMA Young Achiever Award in the category of Public Manufacturing Small Male, CMA Nikhil Subhash Pawar of Mahindra EPC Irrigation Limited. And now we have the 5th CMA Awards for the year 2017, 106 entries we received. That's the proud CMA Nikhil Subhash Pawar receiving the award. The 5th CMA Award 2017, the best CMA CFO conferred on CMA R. Nagarajan, the Chief Financial Officer of Sri City Private Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, in this year, we received 106 entries, and here recognizing the best CMA CFO. The CMA Achiever Award conferred on CMA Prasanta Kumar Maharana, the Assistant General Manager Finance of the National Aluminium Company Limited, the category of Public Manufacturing Large Male. Now recognition to the CMA Achiever, CMA Sanjay Prasad Kedia, Payable Controller, ABC Telecom Infrastructure Private Limited, being recognized in the category of Service Large Male, company with a turnover greater than 5,000 crore. The next CMA Achiever, ladies and gentlemen, is CMA Narinder Kumar Grover, former Group General Manager Finance and Audit, Central Warehousing Corporation. In the category of Service Medium Male, CMA Achiever Award conferred on CMA Narinder Kumar Grover. The next award is the CMA Young Achiever Award conferred on CMA Ankit Tushar Bhai Mankodi, Manager Finance, Atul Limited. In the category of Private Manufacturing Medium Male. The next recognition is in the category of Public Manufacturing Large Male, and we have the award conferred, the Young Achiever Award conferred on CMA Abhay Kumar, Deputy Manager Finance, Rashtriya Chemicals and Fertilizers Limited. Now we have the Certificate of Merit being awarded to CMA Uni Krishnan VM, the Deputy Manager Finance of Steel Authority of India Limited. The next Certificate of Merit being awarded to CMA Ram Sankar Mishra, Assistant Manager Finance, Mangalore Refinery and Petrochemicals Limited. These were in the category of Public Manufacturing Large Male. And the next category is Public Manufacturing Large Female. And ladies and gentlemen, the CMA Young Achiever Award. आपकी तालियों के साथ उन्हें आमंत्रित करते हैं CMA Nidhi Sinha Award, Female, CMA Nidhi Sinha, the Deputy Manager Finance, Coal India Limited. So many congratulations to all the awardees, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure all of us are now looking forward to the address of our Honourable Minister. May I request Shri Piyush Goyal ji for his words of inspiration for everyone present.
Thank you very much, ma'am. President Mr. Raju Iyer, Mr. Balwinder Singh, Mr. Sharma, Mr. Basu. I see so many friends here that if I start taking everybody's name, I'll spend a lot of time. Murli, am I right? Mr. Vadva, Mukesh. I see so many of my old colleagues over here that it feels like I've come back home. And I thank you for giving me this opportunity to recognize the talent and the contribution of our professional colleagues, all our cost and management accountants who have done the profession proud, who have done the nation proud, and without whom I don't think any business could successfully report profits. Because if we go wrong in costing, I can imagine what would happen to companies in the future. I myself got a little late coming in, not little actually, quite late coming in here, but and I seek your sincerest apologies. But I was with the export promotion councils who had come from all over the country to meet me, and we were in the process of setting our targets for the current year. I'm sure you're all aware that we've achieved the highest ever export, 420 billion now. You know, the numbers keep trickling in from non-computerized entities. $420 billion of merchandise exports, $250 billion of service exports, 670 and never before feat under the guidance, under the inspiration of Prime Minister Modi. And truly, he led from the front. When we were setting the targets, he was involved, he was guiding us through the process. This is a bottom-up approach. It's not that Prime Minister one day got up and said, "Itna target hoga." He engaged with 200 missions all over the world. And now we are doing that same process again. Last week I engaged with 10 major missions. As soon as I go from here, 7:30, I'm having a VC with 10 of the largest missions who are our export destination countries. And this process will go on. We'll get feedback from all over the world. I've just finished my second round of consultations with the export promotion councils. The enthusiasm is infectious. It's truly great. Everybody is very charged up. And I do believe that we'll be able to once again set new benchmarks, new records in export. But again, all of it will be possible with your support. You do your costing right. Don't overcost your products and make them uncompetitive in the world. Be very careful how you are managing your fixed costs and your marginal costs. We all recognize that scale and capacity utilization will make all the difference. And I think export is one market which is an icing on the top of a large domestic market. We have 135 crore aspirational Indians looking for prosperity, looking for a better quality of life in the future. And therefore we present a large market opportunity. But ultimately our exports add to that opportunity, add to the ability of each one of us to expand our markets. And we all know that the more we expand our market, the better our costing will be. We'll recover fixed costs over a much wider base. I mean, I don't know, I'm getting down to elementary costing from my chartered accountancy days. But if we start loading costs to our export products, and if we start doing, literally start doing marginal costs on the other, costing on the other hand, it can make a world of difference to our cost competitiveness, our ability to increase our exports, and frankly, our ability to A, recover our fixed costs, and B, start reporting profits. It's a no-brainer. I think you are the guys who are going to make exports happen. You are the distinguished professionals who can actually guide our exporters to help them look at much larger engagement with the rest of the world. And therefore, in some sense, I'd like to suggest that you become my ambassadors and you become my marketeers. And I have no doubt, given the strong professional ethics that you follow, I was just, while lighting the lamp, remembering the motto of ICMA, which you had shared with me when I last came for your program with Chandar Wadhwa ji. आपने ही मुझे invite किया था. तमसो मा ज्योतिर्मय. And believe me, there is light. There's light in everybody's life, which we have to share and take to other people, the less privileged, the marginalized sections of society who have not yet got a chance to acquire the high quality education or professional qualifications that all of you in this room have been privileged to get. I think we owe it to them that we take light into their lives. We give them a better future. And our work as professionals will attract investments into India, will create new jobs and employment for our young boys and girls passing out of college or school, becoming professionals. And therefore, our job as professionals becomes even more important. I know you are the world's second largest body of cost and management accountants, probably with over 85,000 members, if I'm not mistaken. 90 plus now. The meter is ticking. अभी इसी स्पीड पे मेरे एक्सपोर्ट बढ़ाने का भी काम करना है. But export is one element. Why I'm focusing on that is because that's something which is in addition to whatever we already have. And therefore, as much as we grow in that, it'll add to economic activity, it'll add to jobs, it'll add to consumption, it'll provide new purchasing power to our future generations. And it's in an earlier program this afternoon, I used the phrase, and it was not planned, but I just came to my mind, that we've often heard about the vicious circle. I think exports is the virtuous circle that we have to focus on. It's a virtuous circle of prosperity that exports provides us. And why do I call it a virtuous circle? We already have a large Indian market which we are all by and large working to meet. Anything we add on the export front is adding to our economic activity. When we add to our economic activity, look at what all we are doing. A, we earn precious foreign exchange, which will help us balance our import requirements, our foreign currency requirements, in addition to, of course, investments, in addition to large remittances that over 3 crore Indians all over the world send to India. But we still have a shortfall. The more we increase exports, our foreign currency earnings increase, our reserves increase, the stability of the Indian economy becomes better, our foreign currency reserves help us to save from depreciation of the rupee. If we can save our currency from depreciating, we can reduce interest rates, we can reduce the impact of inflation on our society. Because after all, we have a large number of products that we are importing, be it crude oil, be it edible oils, be it a large number of raw materials and intermediates, equipment, modern technology. We are importing large sums of goods and services worth large amount of money. If we can bring stability to our currency, we'll save ourselves from high interest costs, high inflation. We'll also in the process attract more investment into the country with a stable currency regime. We'll of course, as we attract more investment, their expectation of return on investment. Foreigners will look at dollar returns, will also come down. Today they factor in 3 or 4% for a potential rupee depreciation. In fact, our rupee in the earlier days, prior to 2014 used to vacillate up and down quite significantly. Therefore, very often investors would factor in even more than 4%. After all, forward cover आप लोग लेते होंगे, कहाँ 6%, 7% तक forward cover होता था पहले, hedging costs. अब वो भी घट गया है. अगर करेंसी और स्टेबल होगी तो वो और घटेगा. जैसे ही वो घटता है, ये आर्ग्यूमेंट कि एक्सपोर्ट कंपेटिटिव बनाने के लिए रुपी डेप्रिशिएट करना, मैं उसके घोर विरोध में हूँ. I think that's a very flawed argument. It may help one or two sectors, but I'd rather lose those one or two sectors. But for the wider good of the country and for the wider good of our foreign engagement or foreign trade, I think a strong and stable currency will help our economy grow faster. It will help also, as we increase our exports, create new jobs, new employment, new work for professionals also. And as we expand this economic activity and our people earn more income, more people get formal or informal jobs or employment or work opportunity, their purchasing power increases. As their purchasing power increases, the demand for goods and services goes up. As that demand goes up, we need more investment, we need more production, your fixed cost gets covered better, and therefore it's a whole virtuous cycle which a cost and management accountant will understand better than anybody else. And therefore I appeal to you, as true nationalists, people who are serving India, serving our beloved nation, are contributing to economic growth, are contributing to well-organized businesses making profits. I appeal to you that get the understanding of costing deeply ingrained in every business person, in every young entrepreneur, in every startup, so that we can look at expanding our business horizons, we can look at greater ambitions in going forward, we can aspire for bigger growth and better opportunities for our professionals. And I remember when I was just starting out, when I was a child, I started my first business activity when I was about 17. And one of the first lessons that my father taught me was that every activity should be calculated or brought down in terms of its economic cost or in terms of a value proposition. If every activity that we do has a cost associated with it, and that cost could be a value, could be a liability, could be a debit, could be a credit, both. In my coming year has a cost associated with it. But that's a value. It's not a negative cost. It's a positive value accretion. That I get to meet so many friends. I get to hopefully convey a message to all of you. Apart from rewarding the awardees today and hopefully encouraging them to do better. So there's a value proposition to this. Similarly, every activity we are doing has a value proposition. And if that message can go deep into our people, into our businesses, into our young boys and girls as they grow up, if we can all understand, don't make money the end of life. I mean, everything should not be about money, but everything should be about value. And once we understand that value will determine our success or failure, I think the entire thinking, the entire perspective that we bring to the table can change. You have 500,000 students studying to become CMAs. I hope those students become better citizens of the country. I hope they bring high ethics and integrity to the profession. And that's where we elders have to play an important role. If we have 90,000 CMAs, each one of us has a duty to ingrain these values into these 500,000 students. Can we adopt 5 students each? Can we allocate these students based on their city of residence or wherever they are working to the elders and mentor them how to be better citizens, guide them how important professional ethics are, help them in understanding costing beyond the knowledge we get from the books? There are so many different ways that we as a professional body, I'm saying we almost as if I'm a CMA, but I feel so closely aligned to all of you. I feel so closely connected to all of you that I'm dare saying that we all are in it together. And if we work with that spirit, we work with that self-confidence that our profession is not just merely about costing or management accounting, it's about nation building. It's about preparing our next generation. It's about adding value to businesses. It's about bringing about a consciousness of all the debits in our businesses, bringing about a consciousness about waste, bringing about a consciousness about sustainability, a consciousness about quality. There cannot be anything more costly than quality, in my humble opinion. Quality is the cheapest thing going. And if we all recognize these, and if we can all take this message to the 590,000 people associated with our Institute of Cost Accountants of India, I think the world is our stage. We can aspire to play an increasingly important role in the whole world as India progresses towards becoming a developed country, truly becoming one of the top 2 or 3 economies of the world, and finding our rightful place in the Committee of Nations, working for a better future for every child born in this country, working for the prosperity of 135 crore Indians. I invite all of you in this journey to work hand in hand with all stakeholders, government included. Let's all take one step ahead in this journey. And as the Prime Minister says, when each one of us takes one step, it's 135 crore steps towards prosperity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister Sir, for inspiring everyone for the responsive and the responsible role which the fraternity has towards nation building, towards future generation, towards the people and planet. Thank you for that true value addition to the entire fraternity, to the thoughts and to the vision. Thank you. And as we conclude the ceremony, may I request CMA Vijayendra Sharma, Vice President, Institute of Cost Accountants of India, to kind of close the formal board of thanks.
Honorable Shri Piyush Goyal ji, Union Minister of Commerce and Industries, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and Textiles, the President of the Institute, CAB Shri P. Rajya sir, my council colleague, dear awardees, dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, namaskar and very good evening to all of you. First of all, I would like to congratulate each of the awardees for coming from all the way from the different part of the country and receiving the award. It was long pending because of Corona, we couldn't make it, but somehow we keep the company, we keep the nation going on, and ultimately we make it happen with the blessing of our Honorable Minister, sir. I would like to see the galaxy of the corporate and CMA performers celebrating their achievements, and strongly believe that they will do better in the times to come, and also inspire to others to raise the benchmark for the success. And we are very thankful to our Honorable Minister Shri Piyush Goyal ji for encouraging the CMA fraternity, and sir, your vision